Good evening, it's meteorologist Michael Fecco. Welcome back to the 9 p.m. all-weather, all-streaming show that we do here every night during the workdays and on weekends. We stream it out to all of our streaming platforms, including Facebook and YouTube. So if you're joining from either place, please feel free to leave us a question or a comment. Hopefully I'll be able to address it all as I go through the forecast, but if not, I'll go through at the very end and see if I can answer anything individually for you. But let's get started here with a look at what we're tracking out for the next couple of days and through the rest of the night tonight. We'll have that stationary front that guided in all those showers and storms earlier this morning. That's going to lift back northward overnight tonight as a warm front, and that's going to stay to our north throughout the day tomorrow. So as that passes northward tonight, we've got the chance for a few passing showers or storm, milder temperatures, and that'll set us up for a mainly dry day tomorrow and extreme warmth. We're talking about potentially record-breaking warmth to round out the work week, and then that's going to be followed up with a cold front moving through on Saturday, and that'll trigger the chance for some widespread scattered showers and storms, a few of which may become strong or severe. And then we've continued to see those storm chances increase by the middle of next week. So I'll break down all those details for you coming up in the show here. But here's a look at our current radar across the U.S. All those showers that we dealt with earlier this morning have made it well off to our east, now impacting portions of New England as a little bit of a rain-snow mix there in portions of Vermont, New Hampshire, and southern Maine. Now here in the tri-state, that front continues to lift northward, and we've even got some severe weather now beginning to kick off across portions of the central plains. But here we've just got a few passing showers, and even a few very isolated heavier downpours have developed. That's where you can see those little red dots there. They're quite small, but we still have a few passing showers here, or maybe even a rumble of thunder overnight tonight. But it is a very isolated risk. Nothing like what we saw last night or into this morning. Most of us are going to stay dry through the rest of this evening, and you can see that here on our future radar. You can see most of that just passes to our north pretty quickly through the overnight hours, and most of us don't really get much at all except for some partly cloudy skies. But in addition to a few passing showers, temperatures will stay on the milder side, only dropping down into the upper 50s to around 60 degrees overnight tonight. And then we have winds coming up out of the south, gusting even closer to 20 to 25 miles per hour. And that is really going to warm us up through tomorrow afternoon. Temperatures will be topping out in the upper 70s and lower 80s. And I think there's a good chance a lot of us see that 80-degree mark by tomorrow, especially if those clouds clear out even a little bit more and we get a real good amount of sunshine. Sky's the limit in terms of how warm we'll get tomorrow. And the good news is that we will stay mainly dry. We have that chance for, again, a passing shower, a 20% chance, but a lot of us stay dry throughout the day tomorrow. So tomorrow's actually turning out to be a very nice day. It does all come to an end, though, once we wake up Saturday morning. So I'll time all of this out for you here through the day on Friday and into early Saturday morning. So we'll stay mostly dry, partly cloudy skies. Again, those little green dots indicating a few passing showers possible, but not really seeing anything crazy moving in here until we get into Saturday morning. And I want to talk about those wind gusts before we get into Saturday's threat, but we'll be seeing gusts anywhere between 20 to 25 miles per hour through tomorrow afternoon. So a bit of a breezier day, but that's really what's going to help usher in that warmer air. And then that cold front moves in early Saturday morning and into Saturday afternoon, and that's what's going to kick off those chances for some showers and thunderstorms. And then behind that front, we cool back down and dry out for the end of the weekend. So Sunday also looking like a pretty nice day. So if you want to do something outside, I recommend you do that Sunday or even tomorrow. But Sunday will definitely be dry. Tomorrow you still have the chance for maybe a passing shower, but it is going to feel wonderful out there. It's going to feel like May before that cold front slides through. But let's talk about that threat for Saturday. So that front will begin to push in early in the morning on Saturday. So there is that portion of southern Illinois that's outlooked on Friday, but because those outlooks go from 7 a.m. to 7 a.m. the next morning, it's picking up on that chance for those storms Saturday morning, not necessarily for Friday. So we're not concerned with anything for Friday other than the record-breaking warmth. But we've all been outlooked here in that level 1 isolated risk for a few severe thunderstorms. So widespread severe weather weather is not expected here within the tri-state, but we could still get a few strong or severe storms, with the main hazards being heavy rainfall, especially with the grounds being so moist and the soil is so saturated. It won't take a lot of rain to push us over the edge and get some flash flood warnings. So we'll be keeping an eye on that. And then in addition to that, we've got maybe the chance for some damaging wind gusts. So let's time it all out here. Waking up early Saturday morning, this is around 5:30. And again, these are estimated times. The time will likely fluctuate here within the next day, and we'll get a better idea on exactly when. But models have been fairly consistent on this moving in during the morning hours and then clearing off to our east through the afternoon. But by around 5:30, 6 o'clock, those showers and thunderstorms will be getting going there in southern Illinois, and then it'll take some time to actually make it through to the tri-state. So between the hours of 6 and 9 is when this line will begin to punch into the middle of the tri-state there, right up and along I-69. And again, where you see those oranges and reds is that's where we're indicating some of those heavier rain bands and potentially some of those stronger storms within the greater line. So again, not everybody is going to catch a severe thunderstorm warning on Saturday, but a few folks may catch it, mainly for that risk of some damaging winds. And then by the late morning, early afternoon, a lot of this rain will begin to slowly push off to the southeast of the tri-state, and the actual cold front lags behind that initial band of showers. So as that front passes overhead Saturday evening, we could catch another stray shower, but not concerned with any thunderstorm threats by that point because it will be completely worked over. What this front's going to do, though, is it is going to cool us back down and begin to clear us out headed into the overnight hours and into Sunday morning. Now, in terms of rainfall amounts, we're looking at anywhere between 3/4 of an inch up to an inch in some locations. It looks like the heaviest rains are being focused across portions of western Kentucky and extreme western Kentucky, especially down there towards Paducah. They could see maybe up to 1.5 inches of rainfall. But looking at this temperature trend through the next couple of days here will remain above average. And again, record-breaking warmth for tomorrow. We're looking at temps topping out in the upper 70s to lower 80s. Our previous record for tomorrow is actually 77 degrees. That was set back in 2023. So if our forecast verifies, which all the models are indicating will likely see temperatures well above that record high, we will smash that record with no problem. And then headed into the weekend and even into the start of next week, we'll stay above average there. It'll be a bit cooler there by Sunday, only topping out in the lower 60s, but then we bounce right back up into the 70s for the start and the middle of the work week there. And that's where we're looking at another potential for some showers and thunderstorms. And then once that finally clears, it looks like we return to a little bit more of a normal regime here across the tri-state. So topping out in the mid-50s, which is kind of right where we should be for this time of year in the middle of March. So let me go ahead and check out some of the comments and see if I can answer anything quickly about what we're expecting here for the next few days. Jeanette Stapleton, she's saying good evening. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. Same thing with Cheyenne. William is giving us a nice rainfall report. He got nearly 2 inches in his rain gauge by Bosse Field. And the train is going by 2 right now, coming back from the scrapeyard. Zach Seeks asking about thunderstorms next week. Yeah, there is the potential for some severe storms Tuesday and into Wednesday, but at this point it's a little bit too far out to really be certain of anything. So we haven't issued any alerts. Those details will become more clear, though, once we get into this weekend and mainly once we get past Saturday. So hopefully we'll get a clearer idea on that. But the ingredients for maybe a few more severe thunderstorms do exist there for Tuesday and Wednesday. Suzanne saying good evening. We sure had a lot of rain. The farmers need the rain. Yes, so hopefully most of this has been beneficial. We did catch a couple of flood warnings around the tri-state earlier this morning, but a lot of that has subsided, and hopefully the ground is soaking that up so that the farmers, can benefit from this. William saying Pigeon Creek is high too. Yes. I'll talk about those river levels around the tri-state coming up a little bit later here. I have those graphics pulled up in just a moment. Chris loves these temperatures. Haven't used my heat this week. Makes it great on the electric bill. I know, we've been really blessed with these warmer temperatures here, so hopefully we've all been able to give the air conditioners a good break and save some money for sure. Any chance of fog tonight or in the coming days? Yes, I do think there is probably the chance for some patchy areas of fog, but that would mostly be for right now, and those winds are going to be increasing pretty much through the overnight hours. So as soon as those winds really increase, that mixes out that potential of fog really quickly. It looks like there's maybe more potential for fog up towards central and northern Indiana, but not so much here. All right. That's all the questions I'm seeing at the moment, so I'm going to go ahead and continue on here and talk about the precipitation chances going through next week. As I mentioned, we'll be drying out there by Sunday, and we should be mostly dry for the day on Monday as well. We're looking at maybe an isolated shower moving through Monday evening, and then as we get into Tuesday and Wednesday, temperatures will start to climb, and that's where we'll see that other potential for that next storm system to move through and bring us the chance for some more scattered showers and storms. So here's a look at the longer range model to see what that looks like. Again, a few showers possible there Monday evening, but everything starts to really get going here once we get into Tuesday afternoon and into Tuesday evening. And then I think the best chance for some widespread showers and storms moves in there Wednesday afternoon and into Wednesday evening along that cold front. And again, at this time, a little bit too early to nail down any kind of severe weather threats, but we'll be keeping a close eye on it here over the next couple of days. But one thing is for certain, all this rain we've gotten so far and the rain we're expected to get is going to continue to increase that flooding threat. And we've already got some flash flooding or river flood warnings across portions of the tri-state, up along the White River and the Wabash River, even here along the Ohio River, seeing some elevated river levels there. So I do want to take you through some of those river levels and their forecast over the next week or so. So here's a look at our river levels right now. Most of them sitting there in the 20s, 21.1 feet here in the Evansville area, 23.9 out towards Newburgh. And as for right now, the only spots that are expected to maybe see some minor flooding are going to be that Newburgh Lock and Dam. By the time we get into Sunday, it looks like you could see river levels rise to around 38.4 feet and then down towards Shawneetown, where they may be topping out at around 33.3 feet by the time we get into Thursday of next week. So it takes a little bit of time for all this rain to actually get downstream, but it does look like there's a little bit greater potential for some river flooding off to our north. They're up towards Hazleton, 24.1 feet. That puts you in that moderate flood stage by the time we get into Wednesday of next week. And Petersburg, 24.4, also in that moderate flood stage by the time we get into Tuesday of next week. So we'll be looking at all of this and keeping a very close eye on those river levels. And again, any additional rainfall we get not only may increase those river level chances for flooding, but also the potential just for flash flooding with how soaked the ground is. And then looking across the Green River there in western Kentucky, not concerned with any flooding at this time in the next coming days. So that is all good news. But looking at your forecast here, I'm going to take that full screen so you guys can get a better look at it. And in the meantime, I'll take another look at some of these questions and see if I can answer anything for you. All right. Let us see. I'm not seeing any additional questions, so hopefully I answered all of that for you, but I'll go through the 7-day forecast really quickly here. And don't forget, we've got that time change springing forward there Saturday night, so make sure you set those clocks forward about an hour before you go to bed so you're not waking up late on Sunday morning. And then again, we'll stay dry there through the second half of the weekend and even into the start of the work week, mostly dry up until Monday evening. We could catch a stray shower there, but the better chances for those showers and storms do arrive by the time we get into next Tuesday and Wednesday. So that is all I've got here for the forecast for you. So I'm going to hop off the live stream and I'll send you guys over to 14 News at 10 for all the latest news and weather headlines. Until then, everybody, stay safe and have a great rest of your night. And if you can, get out and enjoy some of that warmth for tomorrow before those thunderstorms roll through.